Hi, this is Sweet Clover 59, and this is my first foray into a flat earth video. And I thought I would try to cover some of the things regarding mileage, because this is always something that I've always been somebody who is I was always the map guy traveling. I always like to look mileage till the next place. And one of the things that got me thinking is I had been on a trip to Martha's Vineyard in August of this year, and as I came home I opened up my emails and noticed that there was a new video from Hummingbird 027, and I had been watching her and listening to some of the stuff that she had been talking about regarding CERN, all these different things, and all of a sudden she says flat earth, the big lie. I'm like, what is going on here? This woman is now completely gone. I just don't understand what she's doing. But I caught myself immediately, and I started thinking back to some of the things that I began to wonder about when I was younger, in my early 20s. I used to live out in New Mexico as part of a mountaineering school where we would take people up into the mountains of New Mexico, the Capitan Range, out just west of Roswell, New Mexico. Of course, we know where that is, right? And here's a picture. This is the picture of Capitan Peak right here. We used to live somewhere below these in this area over on this side, and it was just north of Arabella, and we would climb to the top of this. We would take students up there, spend the night over there, and as we were up there, we would notice that there were lights of this city that would come on, and it was big enough to know that we knew that it was this city. These were all smaller places. You couldn't really tell. They're not big enough to really project anything, because even when Roswell, New Mexico came on, you know, you could see that it was a nice sized city, whereas when these little ones came on here, not much. You'd see a few lights here and there, but this place really lit up. So we would be on the top of this peak at 10,083 feet, and we'd be seeing the lights of this city. Now, we thought that Lubbock was about 150 miles away, but it turns out, if you look at this, is 196.6. Let's see what it says here. Here's Lubbock, home of Texas Tech. Also, my sons told me it was just voted one of the worst places to live in the U.S. Well, sorry about that. But anyways, here it is. It's 196.86. Now, as we could see the lights of Lubbock, I immediately remembered that, wait a minute, if we're living in a globe Earth, then and everybody, the things I began watching about flat Earth said that there's a curvature, we should not be able to see it. So what I did is I took this. Now we know the calculation for curvature of the Earth is 8 inches per mile squared. So here's your mileage. We square that, we get this number right there. We multiply times 8, we get that number right there. We divide by 12, which is the number of inches per foot, and we get that Lubbock should have been, if we were at sea level, should have been 25,835.91 feet below the horizon. Now, we also have to understand, here's the top of Capitan Peak. This is what it looks like looking west. The sun would set right there, and you can see that this picture, sun looks a bit like it's about setting. We'd have to do the fourth wall picture here and look behind us at 180 degrees, and we find out that Capitan Peak elevation is 10,083. That's what the sign says at the top of the peak. Okay, and so then what you have here is you have to take the 25,000 from what it should be below. You have to subtract out the 10,000 that you are above sea level from this shot right here, and you still come that Lubbock should have been 15. Now, I guess we could take Lubbock's altitude also, which would probably even make this number greater, but for just to take it that it should be this 15,752 below the horizon, divided by the mileage, and you get 2.98 below the horizon. Now, I'm going to say it should be more than that because Lubbock is probably not at sea level. Okay? But anyways, let's just take it 3 miles below sea level. Well, why could we then see lights of Lubbock coming on when we were at the top of Capitan? We'd see these lights, fairly good-sized city. The lights would come on. We'd also see Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad. All those lights would coming on. So, but then it's quite interesting. So I then thought that in my house, okay, all right, so here you have it. All right. in my house, I have this picture. Now, I have this picture. I have personally bought this picture because I'm a biblical astronomer, and this was an anniversary present for my wife. This is Venus and Jupiter in conjunction over Lake Michigan. All right, this is the Little Sable Lighthouse that's on the western shore of Michigan. And just as we've seen that picture of Chicago from the eastern western shore of Michigan, here we go. This is the western shore of Michigan, and there's the eastern shore of Wisconsin. Okay, now look at this. What do we have here? We have got lights. Now, these are not lighthouses. These are not towers that are up there. These are the lights that are along the shore of Wisconsin, eastern shore of Wisconsin. Here we go. What is the distance here? We've got, according to Google, we've got the distance as 58.79 miles. All right. Now, once again, if we do our calculations, we say the 8.79 squared is that number times 8 is that number divided by 12, number of inches per foot. We get that those lights that we saw over here should be approximately 2,300 feet below sea level. Now, this is a level plane on this one, so we don't have to do any of those other calculations like I did on Capitan Peak to Lubbock. But so you should see that these should be 2,300 feet below sea level. Okay, it doesn't seem to be that because we can see those lights, and if you look at anything up here, there's nothing that's 2,300 feet above sea level as you look along this western shore here. Okay, and so here we go. You can see there's the lights going from here to here, from the lighthouse over, looking west, and once again we could see that maybe the globe Earth isn't exactly right. The curvature of the Earth, water seeking its own level, all those things start to come into play, and we begin to understand that we do live on a flat plane. Once again, my first video, this is Sweet Clover 59, signing out.